Good morning and welcome to the Pizza Katerina car. Today is Monday and I'm driving into the shop. I've been trying to do work on the computer this morning and we had a super awesome life event. Our third child made it to national competition for Business Professionals of America. And so I spent a little bit of time this morning checking to see where a good place to stay is so that I can go and possibly Jimmy can go and watch the award ceremony on the last day. I don't know if Jimmy's gonna go. There's this balance in life. There's always this balance between time and money and desire, right? So time is now cut between the shop duties and our life duties and Jimmy's work duties, and money is also split between our life and our shop. So because currently our life covers so many of the shop expenses, we have to take into consideration those types of things. And Jimmy is our balancer and I am our desire maker. And so, you know, he's like, if you want to go, you can go and I'll stay home. And I'd like it if he would go with me. But I also know that I've learned over the years that if there is any worry or anxiety about money, he will not go and have a good time. And then it's just miserable for everyone. So it's possible that so I don't know what'll happen, right? I found airline tickets. I found our mother-in-law she's places that she does these timeshares with, so she's looking to see if she's got any availability to help decrease the cost for us. And Clark actually said he didn't want us to go and be a chaperone. I offered to go and be a chaperone, but he said no, he'd prefer to just go and be with his mates, his schoolmates, and meet new people, which is super great. That is his experience is that, and my experience is just being able to watch that last day at the awards banquet. I always try to remember, like, where is my place in this experience? And my place in this experience is I want to watch the awards banquet, and that's my place. So that's the part I want to play. I don't need to do the chaperone thing. I probably wouldn't even enjoy it. That's not my jam. But I do want to do that. So that's my place in it. Today is Monday, so today is a big par-bake day, and Molly called in sick. She's not feeling well, and so that's on me. And again, it's like this, business owners, you are the responsible one, and you don't get to say, you don't get to say that. Like, you don't get to say someone called in sick, so I can't do it. You do what you can. Maybe I can't make the output that my desire is. That's true. Maybe I can't get as many out to everywhere. However, my responsibility is to get some out to everyone. That is my job. That is my job on Mondays. So I worked on the schedule this morning, and I am going in to do as much as I can. And I don't know what I'll be able to get done. And I'm not going to worry about, this is where I try to remember not to put a lot of pressure on myself about how much to get out, but you got to get some out. So today I'm going to do white pizzas and some base cheese pizzas. And, you know, So even if I have to do some today and I have to do some more on Wednesday to fill in because I know they won't be able to make it. Tomorrow I cannot do them. I cannot do them tomorrow because I have an event all day tomorrow for work. So tomorrow I cannot. However, today I can get what I can get done. And that just is what it is. Like, you just get what you can get done and move on. I'm learning to not hold myself to a level that's not feasible. And it's, and then there's this balance too between wanting contracts, like wanting very specific contracts with all of these stores. But there's also the reality that it is good that I don't have a contract with all of these individual stores. I only have one contract that dictates how many pizzas I bring, and that's Bell's. And for right now, that's plenty. Because if I had a contract with all of these stores today that said, you have to bring X number of pizzas, well, what would I do today when I get the text that says my staff isn't coming in? And, but then there's this place that's like, well, but then anyway. So this part is good. This part is still good. I'm still small enough where we're having a heavy, all of these places dictate how many and what I bring would be overwhelming. So I pushed back my appointment with the USDA to Friday because they were supposed to be in this morning at 10, and that would not work. And I'll get as much as I can get done and fill up as much as I can, and then do more on Wednesday, because that's the next day I really can. Last week, what was last week? Last week, Friday was my birthday, and I spent the entire morning getting ready for this meeting today with the USDA. So I spent like 6 hours on Friday. I was up early at 6 in my chair, in my robe, getting it done. Jimmy was reading it over to make sure that it was from the format I was given to what mine was accurate. And so I got almost everything done. And this morning, the only thing I really had left to do for the USDA was to weigh out my pizzas. I do not have them all weighed. And so I was going to weigh out the different pizzas that we make. But obviously, that's not going to happen today. That's going to have to wait. And again, it's like this level of this balancing act between everything. And I come back all the time to giving myself grace, not putting undue pressure on me, and knowing that my job is to go in and do the best that I can. That's it. Like, that's all I can do. And anyway, and that's good enough, right? It's good enough for right now. Right now, it's good enough. I don't know how other small businesses do it. Maybe they've got better systems in place. Maybe, but from what I hear, it's the same shit. I talked to a few business owners who have been in business for 20 some years. It's the same thing. They are the ones picking up the pieces. And to everyone else, it's a job. And to us, it is our entire livelihood, or all of our nest egg, or for us, it's all of our nest egg. We've put everything into this business. And, on Friday, was it Friday? Yeah, on Friday, Jimmy and I have this conversation often. When I did this small business class, one of the first things that we talked about was having an exit plan. What is your exit plan? And so, on Friday, Jimmy and I we are entering into a new lease period. So our lease is up the end of May, and we had an opportunity to move to the corner spot in our building, which we would then my friend and another small business owner, Good Batch Popcorn, would share space with us. And so we have decided that we're going to move, but the lease is until the end of December 2024. Well, we had until the end of the day on Thursday to make the decision. So I guess it was Thursday, not Friday, that we had this conversation. And the conversation was, because Friday I was home doing the USDA stuff. Thursday, the conversation was had, are we going to do this? Do we want to keep it up? And Jimmy's like, I'm really tired of footing a lot of the bill, Mel. And I know that, right? And I don't know how much more of the bill I can foot. And I know that too. And so we have ERC credit money coming in, whatever. Anyway, it's for the COVID relief bill. And so we've got dollars that should be coming back to us. We filed, and it's just a matter of time from my understanding. And that just says that will cover some of our current debt when that comes in. We could not sign a new lease and finish working, doing Pizza Caterina until the end of May and walk away. And just walk away. We just sell. So what is our exit strategy? Our exit strategy is we sell, we pay off our debt, we sell Pizza Caterina, we pay off our debt, and I go get a job. And on Saturday, I actually did a facilitating event for a nonprofit board, and I could go back to that. I could go back to the hospital. I could get a job. I could get a full-time. I work more than full-time now. My family would see me more now if I had a full-time job than if I keep running Pizza Caterina. And I would, if there's any bills left over after we sell the business, then I would be able to pay them and we would move on and life would be fine. And I have the personality where I could be happy in prison. I just could. I'm just generally a pretty happy person. When I'm not, it's odd and it feels horrible. That's who I am. So we're like, should we do it? Should we do this? Because if we commit to this new lease, it is until the end of 2024. And he says things like, are you going to be able to pay payroll this week? This week is payroll. And I said, probably not. That's I have one big payment, one big loan payment that I make in a month. And it won't be paid off until like October. I think October is our last payment for this loan. And he's like, will you be able to make payroll? And I said, probably not. I probably won't be able to. And he's like, oh my God, I know. I know that if someone else were to run this business, they would run the business side better than I do. They would be less empathetic to staff and have a higher expectation on their output. They would not give product away or give the discounts that we give when things go wrong, or when I feel like the perception is something went wrong. They wouldn't do that. Other businesses don't do that for me. I've gone to other small businesses. They're not doing the shit I do. So other people would run the business side better. They would make this a more profitable company faster. That's true. That's just true. I lead this business with my heart too much, and the payoff financially isn't always there. That's true. I also know that I hustle and I work. I hustle. I work. I mean, other business owners do that. They would probably do that also. And especially because I've gotten so much of it started, they would totally do it. Like, no, not even a bad feeling about it. They just would. And it would be fine. But I can only run it the way I feel comfortable running it. I can't do it. I've told Jimmy 100 times, even about our life, I cannot be something different than I am. I can't. And to be honest, I don't want to be. I don't want to be hard. I don't want to be cynical. I just don't want to. That doesn't feel good to me. Those things feel terrible. So I will run this business as long as I can. And we've decided to sign a new lease. And so we're going to make it go at least until the end of December. Right? But that feeling is sort of always, that curiosity is always there. Like, if we didn't, if we did, if we left, if we quit, what would we do? How would we make sure that we pay off our debt? Well, that's how. We'd be able to pay off our debt if we sold the business, even for just $50,000. We're not in that much debt. It feels like a lot of debt to us. Like to Jimmy and I, it feels like a huge amount. But in the big scheme of stuff, is it big debt? No, it's not. It's not big debt. It's just not. But to us, it feels big, right? Because we're not used to it and it's small. And I'm sure for other businesses too, right? First loans feel huge. Second loans feel a little bit less huge. Third loan, you know what I mean? And even as the loans get bigger, they feel less big about them because they have a little bit more understanding under their belt. And, so that is my day. I'm enthusiastic. I've got a meeting today with this thing, Michigan MSU, talking to them about scaling up our business and how do we do this thing that I want to do, which is selling our stuff more, getting more wholesale stuff sold, dough balls, par-baked pizzas, freezing our par-baked pizzas. I still have not made our frozen par-baked pizzas. They're still in the freezer at the shop. We just haven't had time to do it. And maybe when we have had time, I haven't thought about it, so we haven't done it. And then tonight is my Making Pizzas with Mel class, so that'll be super fun. It was so fun last week. It was such a good time. I anticipate today will be as much fun. And, I don't know. I'm doing the best I can. That's all I can do. That's all I can do. I'm doing the best I can with the resources that I have, which is my human self and my work ethic, right? So I'm going in. I'm going to start off with making some pizzas, and while they cool, I'll make some par-baked boxes, and I'll just get as much as I think Jimmy took out 3 stacks for me today. 3 stacks is 24 pizzas. So I'll get all those done and send them out, and then I'm sure I'll have to do more on Wednesday. But that's fine too. It's totally fine. I can do it. Anyway, all right. That's me, Pizza Katerina out, and see you next time. All right, bye.